Hello everyone, our today's module is microbiological examination of food. The main objective of this module is to provide practical guidance for perfect sampling and selection of correct microbiological method to evaluate microbial loads in various food sample. The recognition and record of microorganisms within food are a vital component for managing the quality or effective implementation of various food security schemes of the government. An analysis of food provides an exclusive direction for managing the food products quality along with the study of diverse characteristics of food and products. The observation and quantification of microorganisms in food and processed food begin from raw material procurement to preparation of the final product. As the detection and enumeration of microorganisms start with usual microbiological technique, that is viable cell enumeration, which can be easily performed in the laboratory. The safety of food on microbiological basis includes assuring the absence of foodborne pathogenic microorganisms like Campylobacter, Listeria, Salmonella, or else their toxins within food and food processing area.
In food manufacturing unit, the quality control of products involves the examination and monitoring of whole manufacturing processes. For example, raw material testing, in-process product testing, finished product worker examinations, water, atmosphere and surface testing. Among the available techniques of microbiological analysis of food, the traditional bacteriological culture techniques identify microorganisms by their ability to reproduce in appropriate nutrient medium, to form viable colonies on petri plates, or else turbidity in liquid medium. Nowadays, food producers demanding certain more efficient and potential rapid automated methods that could have greater impact on manufacturing economics in terms of savings, safety, efficiency and quality of testing. Even perceiving a single pathogen inside a food sample requires growth into an enrichment medium for further analysis. However, with constant improvement of new molecular based expertise that is based on DNA or RNA for quick and high throughput recognition of foodborne pathogens are also available. They can provide confirmatory results of food samples within 1 or 2 days.
Moreover, it is also essential to note that for correct microbiological evaluation of food samples, sampling and subsequent selection of appropriate microbiological method is considered most important. Thus, in this module, we will be studying the sampling plan, preparation of food sample and traditional to advanced microbiological methods to understand the perfect sampling procedure and the selection of the correct microbiological method to evaluate the microbial loads in various food sample.
Sampling requires the collection of a definite portion of food sample and quantity of containers from a specific batch of the similar food. Samples are generally taken for obtaining information for a particular purpose, arbitrary monitoring or surveillance, and to find out whether the food is of substandard for some reasons from a batch of food. For this purpose, microbiologists or food safety officers can collect samples from several places by adopting standard procedure of sampling.
There are two types of sampling, for example, bulk sampling and acceptance sampling.
Here in this slide you can see some criteria that must be considered in preparing a sampling plan, such as type of food product, the dimension of food article designate for sampling, the description of the defects, inadequate exposure of heat, approval and elimination criteria like net content, compositional standard, non-existence of pathogenic microbes, limit of tolerance and adulteration.
There are two broadly conventional types of sampling plans. First, two-class sampling plan. This plan is used primarily for pathogenic microorganisms where presence or absence is examined. Second, three-class sampling plan. It is regularly used to observe for hygiene indicators where counting of microorganisms inside a mass or unit volume is probable.
Before sample collection, some key points should be considered, which are: sampling procedure must be clearly defined, there is clear identification of food, and sample label must be permanently affixed to the samples. The sample label must include common name, code number of sample, receipt date in the laboratory.
During collection of samples, some particulars to be taken care of are time and date of collection, collector's name, sampling point or addresses that are farms, market, roadside stalls, cultivation conditions, history of purchase and transportation conditions.
There are some precautions required during the sampling, which are: the physical state of the sample obtained for assessment or examination is crucially important. Representative samples are necessary when toxins or else pathogenic microorganisms are widely dispersed inside the food. The number of units that includes a representative sample from a selected lot of food products should be statistically important or significant. Samples should be presented to the laboratory in the new unopened containers. Dry, clean, broad-mouthed, leak-proof and sterile containers of appropriate sizes for sampling of the product have to be used. Canned or dry are assembled at ambient temperature, not required to be frozen or refrigerated. Always collect refrigerated or frozen samples in pre-sealed containers. Sampling tools vary from regular tools for common purposes to particular tools used for specific inspection of precise food product in meticulous situations. Ordinary tools, for example knives, pliers, spoons and screwdrivers, are needed for opening of shipping containers, cutting of bags along with measuring out food product. The dippers utilized for collection of liquid samples. Special props are desired in support of sampling of lorry loads or railway wagons of dried out grains. In conical shaped metal props applied for sampling bag of spices, grains and coffee beans. Dry borer tubes might be utilized for flours, dried milk in addition to its product. Flour trier is employed for sampling elevator boots inside bakery or big flour mills.
Microbiologists must use dirt-free, grease or leak-proof materials, dry containers comprising stainless steel, metal, glass and appropriate plastic materials that could be sterilized by means of heat treatment for liquids. Sampling containers should have a safe closing of plastic or rubber stoppers. Screw caps of plastic or metal coated with grease-proof and insoluble or non-absorbent materials. The closures and containers should not affect the composition, pH, smell and taste of the product that is to be sampled. The entire container should have sealed closures. The container or plastic bag must not be used for samples of pesticides.
Here in this slide you can see the product should have following information: size of lot or batch, size of container used, number of consignment, the food name, code numbers of the product, packing type, information required for labeling, state of the lot, that is broken down packages, debris and indication of rodent invasion, common condition for building or area in which lots are stored. Attempt must be made to reinstate the batch or lot which the samples are collected to its primary state. If feasible, sample must be collected from previously unopened retail packages, unopened crates or boxes in addition to unopened large size containers, for instance sealed barrels. A number of times sample might have to be collected from large size containers that had been improperly covered. When this situation occurs, the manageable condition must be explained in detail. The authorized officer should be aware of the perishability of the samples. The samples should arrive at the laboratory in a similar state as that at the sampling time. Whenever collecting official samples, numerous food control authorities recommend the use of unique tamper-proof container or else sealing with wax along with a seal with the officer selected recognition number. It is generally a superior preventive measure to have the proprietary of the supplies sign for the proprietary's part of the sample. The microbiologist or food safety officer is accountable for collection, holding, seal, storage and transport of the samples. Whosoever accepts the samples at the laboratory has the equal accountability from that time on. It's extremely significant that the relevant officers must be capable to document sample reliability from collection time to deliverance to the analyst. In this slide, you can see the quantity of food samples to be collected for analysis under the provision of rule number 13 FSSA. The quantity of sample of food to be sent to the public analyst or director for analysis shall be as per the table. Packaging and sealing of sample. In order to preserve reliability, packages including exhibit must be sealed or protected to confirm their accuracy, that is to make sure that they couldn't have been changed. The caps must be fixed firmly in order to avoid contents leakage during transit. The jars or else other container and bottle should be totally enclosed inside moderately thick paper. The ends of the wrapping paper will be carefully folded and glued through adhesive material or gum. A slip of paper that goes from the base to top of the bottle, jar or container bearing sample code number along with the signature of authorized officer shall be attached upon the wrapper. Furthermore, the person's thumb impression or signature from whom sample have been collected shall be glued in such a way that wrapper and paper slip equally carry a portion of the thumb impression or signature. The external wrapper of the packet shall be marked with sample code number.
After preparation of the sample and sealing, it might be essential to dispatch it to a certified laboratory for the examination. The sample should be packaged and handled in such a way that the management would not modify its characteristics or consistency. The entire samples packaged for dispatch should be protected with the help of shock absorbing materials to guard them against any harm or damage on the way. Frozen food samples are to be sent during the night, should be packed within insulated cartons enclosing dry ice. There are particular formats of various procedural formalities which must be completed by respective officers, which you can see in subsequent slides.
The preparation and distributing of culture medium is an additional extremely tedious task. Nowadays, some commercially microprocessor regulated preparators of media are available which could produce and sterilize huge quantity of liquid and agar medium equipped for distributing. Such devices comprise advanced control system which is capable to be relevant for multi-stage temperature cycle. These devices contribute significant time saving and also reduce the possibility of error along with deviation in preparation of media. The preparators of media could be coupled to automatic spiral plater where a small volume of food sample dispensed onto appropriate agar medium in a spiral manner so that dilution ratio is of 10 raised power 4 is obtained. After incubation, the colonies could be calculated either electronically or manually. There are four types of conventional methods for detection and enumeration of microorganisms. First, direct enumeration, which include direct microscopic count. Second, viable enumeration, which includes standard plate count and most probable number. Third, measurement of metabolic activity, which includes dye reduction test and electrical impedance. Fourth one is cellular constituents measurement, that includes ATP measurement.
Conventional method for identification, detection and quantification of microbial cells in food product depends on the selection of suitable pre-enrichment, enrichment and culture medium.
Initially, isolation of microbes are a significant primary step for identifying pathogen and spoilage of food. This could be completed by means of a pour plate or stick plate technique. In food testing laboratories, there are a number of conventional methods for detecting and enumerating microorganisms. Direct microscopic count. This method is very rapid and precise for detection of microorganisms in liquid like milk by use of Neubauer chamber or hemocytometer. The main advantages of this method are it is a very simple and easy method, require minimum instrument. In this method we can also see bacterial morphology and even very dense suspension can be counted after appropriate dilutions. The key limitation of this method are accuracy is very difficult to achieve because as very minute cells are not easy to observe. For unstained food sample, a phase contrast microscope is required. Living cells are not distinguished from dead microbial cells in food sample, and this technique is not appropriate for suspension of low density of cells such as less than 10⁷ cells per ml. Standard plate count is a valuable in determining the number of viable microorganisms inside the food. It includes the dilution of microorganisms in a sequence of autoclaved dilution blanks that is made up of either buffer peptone water or normal saline of 0.85% concentration. From dilution blank, accurate amounts of microorganisms are transferred to pour plate or spread plating on the plates of agar for further plate count examination. Subsequently, plates having 30 to 300 colonies are examined for microbial growth after completion of the incubation. While performing standard plate count, following factors must be considered: nature of food flora and food material type, extrinsic and intrinsic parameters of food to be tested, and type of plating medium, kind of diluents and incubation temperature used. The key advantage of standard plate count is that it is very easy to perform and it is approved by AOAC. Limitations are it is laborious, material required and cumbersome, means we cannot obtain our result at least 16 to 18 hours. Viable counts are influenced by several factors related to the food environment, sampling method and distribution of microorganisms in the food. Microbial antagonism among species in the food may affect the actual number of viable microbes. Most probable number. It is used in microbiology for confirming the existence of coliform bacteria in drinkable water. To perform this, McConkey agar is used as a selective medium which includes bile salt, reducing the growth of non-intestinal lactose fermenting bacterial cells. The results of MPN method are advanced than SPC, and as the technique is statistical, advantages are MPN is simple and easy to perform. Detection of microbes such as E. coli is possible by the use of suitable differential and selective media. The limitations are dye reduction test. It involves the utilization of methylene blue or rizazurin that are redox dyes to establish quality of milk. Dye is reduced and lose its color in the existence of actively growing bacterial cells. The exclusion of oxygen, that means consumption by the microbes from milk sample, and development of reducing substances through microbial cell metabolism are the key reason the color to vanish. Therefore, the time taken for the reduction of methylene blue or rhesus urine is inversely proportional to the viable bacterial count present in sample. The advantages of dye reduction test are: it is an easy, rapid and economical method for grading the supplies of milk. In this test, only viable cells reduces dyes. Automation of this test is available. Advantages: it is used for shelf life prediction along with a diversity of microbial growth, that is modeling studies for particular pathogens, especially E. coli and Campylobacter species. It can find spoilage causing microorganism in process of fermentation of beer. It could be used to categorize concentrate of frozen orange juice, and it can identify failure of starter culture within 120 minutes. Also, it can quickly identify coliform as well as fecal coliform inside meat samples.
It is a method of quick measurement of actively growing microorganisms through observation of ATP. ATP is determined by calculating the amount of light produced through its response with luciferase, which is an enzyme present in firefly, by using an instrument called luminometer. The quantity of light produced is directly proportional to the quantity of live microorganisms available in the food sample. The key advantage of this method is that it is a simple and rapid method to determine ATP level in food sample.
Limitations of ATP measurement: the foremost problem is the elimination of non-microbial ATP because it may interfere with the accuracy and sensitivity of results. Additional problem arises when the presence of yeast cells, because single strain of yeast can have 100 times extra ATP than microbial cells. Sublethally stressed microbes may contain very low level of ATP, which can affect the calculation of actual biomass in food sample. There are three types of rapid and automated microbial methods for examination of food. First is modified and automated conventional enumeration method, which include dip slide, fluorogenic or chromogenic substrate, plate reading and colony counting. Second, immunological method, which includes homogeneous immunoassay and heterogeneous immunoassay. Third one is nucleic acid based assays, which includes DNA hybridization, polymerase chain reaction and DNA microassay, that is also called gene chip technology.
As the occurrence of foodborne pathogenic microorganisms inside ready-to-consume product is a severe problem, and hence there is an emergent need of methods which are quick and reliable to recognize these pathogens. Recently, an introduction of microbial technology and developments in the discipline of molecular biology, immunology with computerization has significantly transformed methods of food testing. There are various rapid and automated methods developed which are more precise, quicker and much more responsive than traditional microbiological techniques in evaluation of bacterial contaminants within the food. In this module, we made an effort to encapsulate recently developed quick pathogen recognition techniques in detail.
It is used to measure and observe microbial activity in liquid-based system. It contains a trial culture medium which can be selective or non-selective on a plastic carrier that is dipped into the liquid or surface to be examined and returned and secured in its original container for the incubation process. Then incubated, which allowing microbial growth. A standard microbial reference chart is used to interpret the microbial count in the test sample. Advantages of this method are: it is secure, consistent and inexpensive. and considered as quick indicator to detect the occurrence of microbes. Fluorogenic and chromogenic substrate. Fluorogenic as well as chromogenic substrate exhibited to be an influential mean using precise activities of enzymes of a particular microorganisms. By using synthetic fluorogenic or chromogenic substrate inside selective medium, recognition and quantification of microbes could be achieved. These synthetic compounds produce fluorescent color products after encountering with a particular bacterial enzyme or its metabolite. Advantages: the inclusion of these into microbiological media and detection experiment has direct to enhance precision as well as quicker revealing of objective pathogen, frequently decreasing the need for separation of pure cultures along with further positive tests. Usually counting of colonies is laborious and prolonged process. Automated system for colony counting offer quick and precise method of calculation. It utilizes high resolution digital camera in order to generate a complete color image and software for analysis of image with enhanced capacity to differentiate discrete colonies of microorganisms. It is used in various laboratories engaged in testing of food, drinks, production of drugs and public health care product. Advantages: microbial count is easy to get in couple of seconds. Colony counters could be organized to count plates and are generally connected to computer to record colony count.
Immunological reaction reveals the quantitative and qualitative conformation of antibody and antigen within a food sample.
Homogeneous immunoassay. It does not engage in physical dissociation of antibody-bound antigen from free antigen molecules. Therefore, the antigen-antibody complex form is visible or quantifiable. For example, agglutination reaction, turbidimetry, and immunodiffusion. Advantages: the main use of immunological assay for quick detection of food pathogen is because of its high level of sensitivity, scope of automation, and rapidness. Heterogeneous immunoassay. There is physical dissociation of antibody bound antigen from antigen molecule that remain free. Hence, the unbound antibody have to be detached from bound antibody molecule, and examples include enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay and radioimmunoassay.
The applications of ELISA technology and enzyme immunoassays are widely accepted for identification of most frequent foodborne pathogenic microorganisms like Listeria monocytogenes along with Salmonella enterica. Nowadays, fully automated and complete food pathogens detection systems are also commercially available. It reveals the extent of genetic relationship between collections of sequences of DNA. In this method, the recognition of microbes through DNA probe hybridization is dependent upon the absence or presence of specific genes. Hybridized sequences with an elevated extent of resemblance would attach more tightly and require additional energy to split them. The occurrence of target probe is indicated by the bound label and further identified through autoradiography. The identification of foodborne pathogenic microorganisms using polymerase chain reaction, which is simply called PCR, has become well known, and several marketable products intended for food industries are available. Originally, it was developed in 1983 by Kary Mullis.
PCR is a molecular biology based technique used to amplify thousands to million numbers of copies of a specific sequence of DNA molecule in less than 2 hours. Nowadays, PCR is used to amplify the amount of particular DNA sequences of microbes within a food sample as of its elevated specificity. To perform PCR, primer, template DNA, free nucleotides and DNA polymerase, that is tag polymerases, are required. In PCR, a specific fragment of DNA is amplified throughout a cyclic process consisting of 3 steps: denaturation, annealing and extension step. Denaturation, it works 94 to 98 degrees Celsius. for 20 to 30 seconds, annealing 50 to 65 degrees Celsius for 20 to 40 seconds, and extension step is performed at 75 to 80 degrees Celsius and usually at 72 degrees Celsius. DNA microassay or gene chip technology. It is primarily developed as a means to determine expression of gene. It offers supreme prospects for concurrent recognition of target sequences of DNA and presents remarkable perspective for evaluating foodborne microbes. It is used to identify a variety of bacterial antigens and their toxins present in food. It could differentiate DNA from target species from non-specific sequence and could distinguish numerous diverse sequences within a solitary assay. The key advantage: this technique is relatively affordable and plates are convenient to work with because they are small in size and we can easily analyze thousands of genes at once. Limitations: there is a risk of contamination of oligonucleotide libraries, and DNA microarray only detect whether a gene is turned on or off.
The main objective of food sampling is to examine that a food is safe and it does not contain any harmful contaminants and it contains only permitted additives at acceptable levels. In food industries, microbiologists are continuously searching for superior tools which are quicker, precise and more sensitive. Although the conventional processes of detection of microbes are very easy to perform and needs only basic laboratory setup, but tend to be labor intensive, time consuming and are not very specific. However, rapid method can offer prompt results with the early detection, calculation, characterization of isolates from clinical specimen, industrial and environmental samples on the basis of morphological, biochemical, immunological and molecular biological techniques. The rapid methods are used most widely in food industries because of rapidness, because we can get the result within 24 hours, highly specific, sensitive. We can detect a particular cell in 25 gram of a food sample and are consumer friendly.